I met this chick whose username was Willow on MSN Messenger. She was an odd, yet thick, big booty white woman with nice hips and feet. Fashion-wise and the way that she carried herself, she was kind of a cross between emo and goth. Just a weird broad, but like I said, she had a nice body, and this is why I messed with her for so long and put up with her weirdness, and she was genuinely cute. I don't have much to say about her, other than I would call her up and come over to have sex with her on a regular basis at her apartment on the nicer side of the city. She was into it all, except she didn't like backdoor action. As nice as her booty was, for some reason she and I never did doggy, and to this day I just don't understand that about myself, even though she would regularly pose naked in that position on the side of the bed for me and let me just look at the view, but we always ended up doing missionary, reverse or regular cowgirl. I shouldn't feel so bad, because reverse cowgirl is a version of doggy, I guess. Only difference is I'm on my back, and yeah, there are other differences like penetration depth, etc., but you get my point, right? I would come over and she would always have some sort of drama like, my ribs hurt, we can't do it like that, or, my head hurts and I don't want to be in the supine position on my bed. It was always something with her, but she was a cutie with a booty, so I put up with it. I remember that we had a weird, almost love-hate relationship in that, it was almost like she didn't even like me and vice versa. I didn't dislike her, but at times I didn't like her. I'm not making any sense, but I guess I am just saying what I said before, but in different words. I tolerated her, because she was a cutie in the face and she had such a nice figure, and I enjoyed having her as a lover, other than the complaining all the time. Which one is that? Is that emo or goth? So emotional, yet no tears. I don't recall her ever crying. Even during sex. The type to not give you that, for even a second. You could have hit her with a baseball bat and she'd appear to be none the wiser or just unaffected. Sad face. I used to watch her bathe before we'd get into it and get dirty. I usually always showered first if we didn't shower together. Smiley face moment here, but one time she left the restroom door open and so she was pooping on the toilet, and if she sees this video, she'll for sure know that I'm talking about her, as this was a long time ago, but she was pooping and went to wipe herself, but she did it all wrong. She wiped from back to front. Ladies, you're supposed to wipe from front to back, meaning from your vagina towards your anus, or simply just wipe your anus after pooping, but not towards the front like where your vagina is, because you can easily transfer E. coli from your booty hole into your vagina, and oh how smelly and messed up that could be. Escherichia coli, Escherichia coli, Escherichia coli. I kid you not, but had to give her a soft, kid gloves lecture, and I explained why, so I wouldn't appear to be just talking idly and not knowing what I was talking about, because she was my lover and I wanted her to stop. Plus, I wanted to taste that box. But needless to say that never happened, because I was grossed out and thankful at the same time, because this seemed to be a lifelong practice of hers. I even laughed how she not only wiped herself from back to front, but she had to look at the tissue when she was done and then throw it into the toilet, having to partially stand up, so as not to directly come into contact with her vagina with the soiled tissue, seemingly now understanding that her technique had been wrong this entire time. Man, I got so sidetracked like a mother, but anyway, she liked to be tied up, but not really tied up, let me explain. So she would supply the rope and she would lay on the bed and get the knot started, but they had to be a certain way, her way or no, you're not tying this girl up. And the rope would be so loose and just fall off of her wrists. The mess was funny as heck, but what are you going to do? I mean, it's not like she was asking me to do anything too crazy, so I went with it. I'm still mad that I never hit that big white booty doggy. What's wrong with me? And I really hope that I didn't get her pregnant. Smiley face.